What's up, folks? Appreciate y'all tuning into the channel today. Today I'm going to show y'all how I use my little camp axe, my little hatchet, to make some tinder and get some little kindling together. That way I can start a fire in my wood burning heater out here in the shop. The weather is pretty bad today. It's raining, wind's blowing about 30-mile-an-hour gusts, so that did me in on fishing. So anyways, instead of having to been forced to sit up in a house with my wife and her make me fold clothes and do all that fun stuff, I thought I'd come down here, build a fire, get some stuff done in the shop. But anyways, again, appreciate y'all watching. Stick around, we'll show y'all how I get this thing ready. Hey, and we're going to get it warm in here. That way, at least if I'm hiding out away from them chores, I'm going to do it and be warm. Stick around. All right, folks, so the first thing we're going to have to build a fire in that little heater in the shop, we got to have some tinder. So what I like to use this little S-wing hatchet I bought the other day. The reason I went with this one as opposed to, one from Harbor Freight or a more expensive one from Sweden is that all metal construction. That way I ain't got to worry about it breaking. And I've got several S-wing hammers that were hand-me-downs and I bought over the years, and they seem to last really well. Something else, they are made in the USA. Anyways, let's go ahead and I'll show you how to do this. I like to get me a piece of wood right here, and I'll just put it on something rigid like that. And I'll just take my hatchet and start pushing down on it. That way I can get some tinder made. Yeah, if that wind don't blow it off, I'll kind of throw it in the bucket right there. Man, that wind's picking up. Do that, and I'll end up doing this till I get me a good handful. That way I ain't got to worry about it going out. On scraping. I guarantee you one thing, you won't regret having more than a little on this. We got a storm rolling through today, so it's got that wind whipped up. Been raining all morning. You could probably find some shavings or something where you run a chainsaw, but it's right here. That's the way I'm doing it today. All right, folks, so you can see there I got a nice little handful of tinder to get the fire started with. So now we can go in here and get started on making it, getting it going, warming the shop up. All right, so y'all see me get that tinder ready. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start putting this stuff in my stove, in my wood burning heater out here in the shop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of almost build a little box out of some of this smaller stuff I cut up. And I'm going to stick that tinder inside of it. That way it can light first, and then that heat will rise up and grab that little bit bigger pieces. Almost kind of like when we was kids, when we play with Lincoln logs, just going to kind of build it up a little bit like that. This one of them things, I may do it this way. Somebody else, you know, your dad, your grandpa, somebody like that may do it a different way. There's 1,000 different ways to do it, but the main thing is starting in that small tinder, that stuff y'all see me cutting right here with the camp hatchet. You know, that's the main thing. You got to get it lit first. So anyways, I want to set this camera up, that way you can see how I do it, and that way you won't have to look at my face for a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna go in here and get this bigger stuff kind of on the outside of it. That way I can kind of set that tinder on top of it. It ain't gotta be perfect by no means, but it's just the way I like to do it. Keep that spread out right there. You will have to kind of break this stuff up, make it sit the way you like, but anyways, there ain't much to it. Hey, it's a lot easier doing it in here than it is out in the woods, I promise you. Anyways, now let's get that tinder we made, shove it in there, kind of try to get it underneath that. Alright, so you see how I got my smaller stuff inside of my bigger stuff? That's the main thing. Now we're going to go ahead and put some of this little bigger wood on top of that. Alright, so I went outside, got some of this bigger stuff right here. I'm going to start leaning it up on top of it too, kind of like a teepee. Alright, so we're still setting this bigger stuff up all around it. That way it kind of starts on the small stuff, the fire does, and goes to the bigger stuff. Look, now this old wood right here, this is just stuff that I've rounded up around the house, split up over the past year. Once I get this going and get the fire cranked up pretty good, that's when I'll start throwing that bigger stuff I got out there that y'all seen me chopping up. That's when I'll start throwing it on top. Gotta have a good base of coal first. Alright, so we got everything stacked in there. Got my vent open on my wood burning heater, got the flue open, so now we're going to go ahead and light this thing up, get it going. I'll tell you something, you can tell something about how you got your fireplace, how you got your chimney pipe, if it's got a good draft, because I can sit here with this heater open and that smoke won't come out. Alright, so it's starting to go. I'm going to go ahead and start kind of building up around that with a little bit of this bigger firewood I got. Go out here and get a couple more pieces. Alright, so you can see how I've set the wood in there. You know, just kind of building up around that little fire I got. So anyways, we're just going to keep doing that. and it seemed to take pretty good. You can tell that I got the draft on this fireplace right, because you can sit here, you know, as long as you got your vent open on the bottom, then you got your flue right here open, you know, no smoke comes out even when this thing's, you know, rolling at 300 or 500 degrees. So feel pretty good about that. Anyways, let's keep going, keep adding some wood to it. All right, folks, well, that's how I get a fire going out here in my shop in my new heater I got this year. But anyways, again, I'll tell y'all I appreciate you watching. And if you will, tell your friends about it. Get them subscribed to my channel. And y'all have a good weekend, and stay dry.